Hey there, are you in Salt Lake City and you're looking for something a little weird, a little strange, maybe something that really doesn't make a lot of sense? Well, I've got a treat for you. Here in Salt Lake, you're probably aware of all of the major sites. There's the Mormon Temple in Temple Square, there's Park City in the mountains and the ski resorts, you can go to the Great Salt Lake. There's a lot of really kind of cool stuff here in Salt Lake City, but where we're going today, it just doesn't register on any level of normality.
In the 1950s, Thomas Battersby Child asked himself, can I create a sanctuary or atmosphere in my yard that will shut out fear and keep one's mind young and alert to the last, no matter how perilous the times? Well, he did something like that, and the result was the Gilgal Sculpture Garden, which is tucked into a quiet downtown Salt Lake City neighborhood that even today isn't very well known. A mason by trade, Child wanted to express his creativity and faith through works in stone, and hauled in blocks of stone from all over the area, many of which were over 60 tons in weight. This is a small garden, and as you walk in, you're greeted by the sculptures known as the altar and the captain of the Lord's host, a reference to the biblical Battle of Jericho, which was carved using an oxyacetylene torch, Child's signature method of sculpture. Many other sculptures live here, all carved by Child and his trusty torch, but the highlight is the massive sculpture of Mormon Church founder Joseph Smith, rendered here as a Latter-day Sphinx. Seriously, he's a Sphinx. You've also got Nebuchadnezzar's dream from the second book of Daniel, where a giant is slain by a great rock cut out of the mountain. And the Malachi sculpture represents the turning of all hearts to God. Scriptural references from the Bible as well as additional Mormon scriptures are set throughout the garden, and toward the back you have the monument to the priesthood and references that Christ is the Alpha and Omega, or the beginning and the end, and includes representations of all the scriptures venerated by the Mormon faith. We're here in the late fall, early winter, and so it's very brown and dry here. It's actually quite beautiful here during the spring and summertime. And what's most fascinating to me about this place is this is all the labor of love of one man. And he did all of this for, as a celebration, kind of a weird celebration of his faith. He was a Mormon here in Salt Lake City. None of this is sponsored by or owned by or endorsed by the Mormon Church, but it kind of shows a little bit of the inner workings of the way that he thought about his faith and what he wanted to use his art, particularly the art of masonry and gardening, to get a conversation started around man's place in the universe and I don't know, a whole bunch of other things like all of these weird sculptures that are here. But I definitely think this is a great place to come. It doesn't take more than about a half hour to visit here. So if you're in Salt Lake City, particularly downtown, I highly recommend you come here. And hey, while you're at it, why don't you give the video a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, travel safe and I'll see you soon.